Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel. So today I just wanted to make a little video about my 6 months owner's experience with the 2016 C7 Corvette. It's been a little bit more than 6 months. I bought it back in September of 2016, and it's April now, so you know we're a little bit off, but it's okay. But just kind of wanted to talk about the pros and cons of this vehicle that I've learned so far, and also just talk about how great of a daily driver it's been. Let's start with the daily driving aspects of this car. And I will say that although there was a few flaws with this car as far as blind spots, which are really horrible right here, where if you don't know how to adjust your mirrors, that's going to be a problem for you. It's actually a really great daily driver. It's really nice to handle. You know, it doesn't have so much power that you're constantly going to lose it when you accelerate onto the freeway, but yet it's really nice to be able to pass people that are being an idiot in front of you. You can just go right around and it's no problem at all. But yeah, you know, it's actually, when I've had people in the car in the passenger seat, they say, wow, I'm really surprised at how comfortable the ride is. Yes, it's nice and stiff when you're trying to steer, which is good, but it's not so harsh that your back aches by the time you get to work. Another thing that's really great with this car, maybe not so much for the supercharged LT4 engine that you get in the Z06, but the fuel economy is really good. For a car that gives you 460 horsepower, I've gotten up, I think, well, let's see, I can look. I've gotten up to 34.3 miles per gallon, but right now in the commute, I'm getting about 19. But still, that's better than, you know, a lot of other sports cars will probably be getting right now. And with all this power at my disposal, it's really not a compromise. You're getting everything. Great fuel economy. And lots of power. There we go. Had to move over. But yeah, so this car has been really a thrill to own. One of the misconceptions that I had coming into when I bought this car is I was thinking, number one, this is the lowest car I've ever owned. I always own an SUV. I thought I was going to scrape every single thing that I would, you know, coming into any driveway, hitting curb stops, anything. I have hit nothing, knock on wood. There's no wood in here, but I'll knock on aluminum. Yeah, so that's something that I thought would be an issue. I don't have the front splitter on my car. So that might be an issue for people that have a Z06, or I think the Grand Sport has a splitter too, because that sticks out a little farther. I don't think it's any lower, but it sticks out farther, so your angles are a little off. So I have a steep driveway at home, and when I get into work, that parking lot has a steep driveway. So that has not been an issue for me, thank goodness, because that would suck. Yeah, so that's something that, you know, really, a lot of things when you go into buying this car thinking, you know, this might be a negative for why I wouldn't want to drive it every day. It's got great clearance, you know, up and down. You're not going to scrape anything, as long as you're not being too stupid. Great fuel economy, great power, so it's fun, and Prius, oh my god. Thanks. Yeah, the only negative is blind spot, not so great. But if you adjust your mirrors properly, which you should in any car, then that's not going to be an issue for you. But yeah, really, this car, I bought it on a whim. It was a really great deal on Labor Day, and when I was actually commuting home on one of the levee roads going back up to Sacramento from the Bay Area, I saw this long line of Corvettes, all different generations, and I was sitting in my pretty much still brand new Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, and, you know, I was happy with that car, and then I saw all those Corvettes going by. Some of them were convertibles, you know, all different types, and I just saw how much fun they all had, a big smile on their face, and that was really what sold me. You know, just the lifestyle of owning a Corvette instantly, as soon as I saw it. I'd never been interested in Corvettes before, but with this C7 generation, Chevy really upped their game as far as styling and quality. I mean, the inside of this car looks amazing. If you know, look online, Google it. There's great photos. I have the all black interior, and I have the lower quality leather. I think they call it Milan leather or something. I have no idea what the But, you know, it feels great, and everything is just so quality on this car. And that kind of leads me into a negative, though, but I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, everything about this car is quality. I don't get that cheapo, plasticky feel that I always got when I looked at, I never drove any other Corvette before, but when I used to look at like the C6 and previous, they always looked plasticky and cheap. And you don't get that with this car at all. But yeah, so that kind of leads me though into one little quality issue I've had with this car, and that's why I wanted to make this video now as opposed to waiting, because I'm actually taking this car in for some warranty work tomorrow. Is that one thing that happened was just a few months after I bought the car, I noticed that the rear third brake light was actually rubbing the paint off of the top of the rear bumper clamshell thing. If you look on the Corvette forums, you'll see that that's kind of a more common issue than you would think. I think what happens though is that a lot of people that have the upgraded trim levels like the Z71 or the Grand Sport that have the spoiler, they probably don't even know this is occurring with their cars because the spoiler is covering up where the paint is scraping away. But with my car, it's just the base Stingray, so it's very easy to see the paint was missing, and so I got that taken care of. Looks fine, but now it's going back in because right around the rear logo on the rear bumper of the car, I'm starting to get some stress fractures under, like, you can't feel it from the, like, you know, on the outside when you rub it, you can't feel it because it's underneath the clear coat. But I think the problem is that some of the plastic on the car is still a little flexible, so it's actually cracking, and that is a little bit of an issue. Like, I know with the third brake light, Chevy probably should have put some more kind of like engineered underneath it a little bit better to make it stiffer, so you know, you could actually bolt that light on stronger so it wouldn't rub back and forth and cut into it. Also, I think part of the plastic molding on the light when it was made was kind of cutting down a little bit. But yeah, if they made the plastic a little stiffer, that wouldn't be an issue. So that's just like really the only, I think that's the only warranty thing I've had, is just like a little bit of paint issues. I know some people have had some issues with some paint around the joints, I think where like body panels are rubbing. So, you know, that's some issues, and you know, you really should consider that when you're buying the car. But that power, I mean, really, at the end of the day, when I can do that, that was like nothing. That was like a quarter throttle. That didn't take me back in my seat really, but it was still fun. And that's the whole point of this car, is that, you know, even when like stupid stuff like, you know, paint shouldn't be an issue on like a 7-month-old car, but you know what? This is still a great value. The inside is perfect. They've had no issues at all. But yeah, it's a great value. I mean, I got this car on sale for the Labor Day sale. So it was like just a little over, I think it was like $53,000, because Chevy was having like a cash back thing. And then I just got a really good deal because they wanted to sell it, because I think it had been on their lot for a few months. Yeah, so that's just kind of like my little 6 months owner experience. I just wanted to do a really quick video while I was on my way to work. And yeah, it's been pretty much all positives. I would highly recommend this car. Like I said, you're not going to get any more bang for your buck with, you know, any other type of vehicle. I mean, you can get cheaper sports cars, but you're not getting as much power, and you're not going to get something. I think this car handles really well. And, you know, it always puts a smile on my face, even, you know, at the end of like, kind of like, you know, a bad day or something, you know, I just like floor it, and, you know, it's great. Puts, you know, frown, upside down, yay. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Definitely hooked on the Corvettes now. I had never thought I'd be a sports car person, and this car is so good that I definitely, like, I'm excited about when the C8 mid-engine Corvette comes out. Like, I'm already ready, like, I'll put a deposit down, like, I want that. And this is coming from someone that never, ever imagined they would own a Corvette, because like I said, I thought they used to be really kind of cheapo, you know, like like, you know, looking at some of the older Corvettes, I'm thinking, why would anyone buy that? I mean, now I'm seeing that you're still getting good value, you know, power for dollar, but, you know, just looking at it, it's like, ugh. But this is really nice. The lines are so sharp, and it looks great, and the power's there. So yeah, another thing I want to point out why this car is a great daily driver is, first off, is the headroom. I'm 6'4", and if I can kind of angle this up a little bit, I've got like at least an inch of headroom, and I keep my seat pretty like far forward. So yeah, so you're not going to have any headroom issues. If you take the top off, then you really don't have a problem. Also, there is a lot of storage back there. Probably better than a lot of, like, any, like, compact car for sure. You can actually surprisingly fit a lot, especially, like, I have all the little, the covers back here. But if you take all that stuff off, then you're going to have no problem putting at least, you could put, like, a full-size luggage back there with some, like, small, like, hand luggage, or you could do a lot of duffel bags for sure. I mean, you could put a lot of stuff back there. Groceries, definitely not an issue. I do that all the time. Great for Costco runs, easy to load out and in and stuff. But yeah, this car has been really good the last 7 months. I think that this was definitely a good choice for me. Like I said, I drive a lot, so I wanted something that was going to be interesting, but I can't afford to be spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on gas every month. So this was a great compromise because it can, you know, it's efficient, but I still get all that power. And honestly, I think the Z06, I know a lot of people, you know, once you go Z06, you can't go back. That's really a lot of horsepower. And I mean, if you're going to actually take it to the track, I've never gone to the track. I would love to, you know, try that sometime. But, you know, if you're doing drag strips and stuff, then sure, go ahead and get the Z06, get the 640 horsepower, you know, or more if you supercharge it, you know, with even something else. You know, you can make that number go up. But honestly, for an average Joe, this is going to be plenty of power. It's very manageable. You can, you know, get the wheels to lose traction when you want to have a little fun. But this is the one to get, I think. The base Stingray, or, you know, you can get the Z71 if you like some of the looks or whatever. The Grand Sport even. You get the wider body and, you know, you get the look without all the power, the extra power. But yeah, I think this is the one to go with. But like I said, that's for me. You know, if you've got other priorities, you know, you want that power, then just go ahead and do it. The Z06 isn't that much more. But yeah, so I think that sums it up. Buy a Corvette. Be American. But yeah, this is a good decision, and I am happy with it. When you buy this car, you're getting the whole package: value, style, performance, dollar for dollar. This is the best value, and that's what I hope that you get from this video, is that why would you buy anything else? This car's awesome. You won't regret it, I promise you that. It's really, I can't even sum it up in words. You have to, if you're on the fence, go and take a test drive, and you will be convinced that this is the best decision you'll make car buying wise. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope this helps anyone that's on the fence of buying a Corvette, or anyone that's just interested. Please subscribe, or go ahead and just ask me any questions in the comments. I'm always available to answer any questions, and yeah, feel free to do so. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.